What if I told you that within the next few days, the universe is preparing a moment that could completely change your direction? Aries, if this video found you today, it's probably not an accident, because August 1st carries a powerful energy for your sign, and many of you are about to experience a surprise you never saw coming. But here's the shocking part. The opportunity you've been asking the universe for might not arrive in the way you expected. So before you skip this video, stay until the end, because the final message could reveal exactly what you need to do to attract this life-changing blessing. Let's begin. Aries, stop scrolling. If you're watching this on August 1st, 2026, this message may have found you for a reason. The stars are showing a powerful shift that could change your love life, your money, or your future in ways you never expected. But there's one warning most Aries won't see coming, and if you ignore it, you could miss an incredible opportunity. Stay with me until the end, because the final message might be exactly what you need to hear today. 1. The energy around you. Aries, take a deep breath and really think about the last few weeks. Have you felt like something has been shifting beneath the surface? Maybe nothing dramatic has happened yet, but deep inside, you've had this feeling that life is preparing you for something different. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Today's energy feels like standing at the edge of a brand new chapter. Sometimes the biggest changes don't begin with fireworks. They begin with a single decision, an unexpected conversation, or an opportunity that seems small at first. The key is recognizing it when it arrives. Many Aries have been pushing forward without seeing immediate results. You've worked hard, stayed patient, and wondered if your efforts even mattered. It's easy to feel discouraged when progress isn't visible, but every step you've taken has been building a stronger foundation than you realize. Today invites you to stop focusing on what's missing and start paying attention to what's changing. Notice the people who suddenly enter your life. Pay attention to the ideas that won't leave your mind. Sometimes those quiet moments hold the biggest clues about where you're headed next. This is also a reminder to trust yourself. Aries is known for courage, but even the bravest people can begin to doubt themselves after facing disappointment. Don't let temporary setbacks convince you that your story is over. They may simply be part of the path leading you somewhere better. As you move through today, keep your heart open and your mind flexible. The opportunity you've been waiting for may not look exactly the way you imagined. It could arrive disguised as a challenge, a new responsibility, or even a surprise change in your routine. Before we move on, I want you to do something. If you're ready to welcome fresh energy into your life, type "I'm ready" in the comments below. Think of it as your personal commitment to staying open to new possibilities. Because coming up next, we're talking about your relationships. And for some Aries, there's a message there that could completely change the way you see someone important in your life. 2. Love and relationships. Now, Aries, let's shift our focus to something that's been occupying your heart: love and relationships. Whether you're single, dating, or in a committed relationship, today's energy invites you to be honest with yourself about what you truly want. Sometimes we spend so much time trying to make others happy that we forget to ask if we're genuinely happy. If you're single, don't be surprised if someone catches your attention in an unexpected way. This may not be the person you usually notice. In fact, your first impression might not be strong at all. But as conversations grow, you may discover a connection built on trust, respect, and genuine understanding rather than surface-level attraction. Keep an open mind, because meaningful relationships often begin when you least expect them. For those already in a relationship, communication becomes your greatest strength today. There may be feelings you've been keeping inside because you wanted to avoid conflict. But silence rarely solves problems. It only gives misunderstandings more room to grow. A calm, honest conversation could bring you and your partner much closer than either of you imagined. Some Aries may also find themselves thinking about someone from the past. Maybe it's an old friend, a former partner, or someone who suddenly reaches out after a long period of silence. Before you decide to reopen that chapter, ask yourself one important question. Are you missing the person, or are you missing the memories? Those are two very different things. Remember, not every door that reopens is meant to be walked through again. Sometimes it opens simply to remind you how much you've grown. This is also a powerful day to strengthen your relationship with yourself. The love you give to others should never come at the cost of your own peace. Set healthy boundaries. Respect your time. Protect your energy. The people who truly care about you won't ask you to sacrifice your self-worth just to keep them comfortable. Here's something many Aries need to hear today. You don't have to chase love that is meant for you. Healthy relationships are built on mutual effort, honesty, and respect, not constant uncertainty or emotional games. If someone consistently makes you question your value, that may be your answer. As we move into the next part, we're going to talk about your career and finances. And for many Aries, there's an opportunity approaching that could completely change your direction, but only if you're willing to recognize it when it appears. So stay with me, because the next message might be the one you've been waiting for. 3. Career and money. Now, Aries, let's talk about the area that many of you have been thinking about the most, your career and your finances. If you've been feeling like you've been putting in twice the effort for half the reward, you're not imagining it. Sometimes life seems to test your patience before it rewards your persistence. Whether you're working a full-time job, building a business, freelancing, or searching for your next opportunity, this is a moment to stay focused rather than discouraged. One of the biggest themes surrounding your energy right now is preparation. It may feel like things have been moving slower than you hoped, but slow progress doesn't mean you're moving in the wrong direction. In many cases, it's giving you the time to build the skills, confidence, and experience you'll need when a bigger opportunity finally arrives. And that opportunity may come in a way you don't expect. It could be a conversation with the right person, an email you've been waiting for, a new project, or even the courage to take a chance on something you've been thinking about for months. The important thing is to stay open-minded. Sometimes the best opportunities don't look impressive at first. They grow into something much bigger over time. Financially, this is also a good time to pay attention to your habits. Every small decision adds up. Saving a little more, avoiding unnecessary spending, or investing your time in learning a new skill could create benefits that last far beyond today. Building wealth isn't always about making one huge move. More often, it's about making smart decisions consistently. For Aries who have been dreaming about starting a side business or pursuing a passion project, this energy encourages planning instead of procrastinating. You don't have to know every answer before you begin. Every successful journey starts with one confident step. But here's the message you don't want to ignore. Don't compare your progress to someone else's highlight reel. Social media can make it seem like everyone is succeeding overnight, but real success usually happens quietly, one decision at a time. Stay committed to your own path, even if it feels slower than someone else's. There may also be a moment where you're asked to step outside your comfort zone. It could be accepting more responsibility, speaking up in an important meeting, applying for a position that feels slightly out of reach, or taking a calculated risk you've been avoiding. Don't let fear convince you that you're not qualified. Growth begins the moment you stop waiting for perfect conditions. Before we move on, I want to ask you something. If money were no obstacle, what dream would you chase today? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your biggest goal. Because in the next section, we're uncovering the hidden message that today's energy may be encouraging you to reflect on. A message that could change the way you look at your future and the choices you make from this point forward. 4. Hidden message. From the universe. Aries, we've talked about your energy, your relationships, and your career. But now it's time for the part of this reading that many of you have been waiting for, the hidden message. Think of this not as a prediction, but as a moment to pause and reflect on where you are and where you want to go. Sometimes life gets so loud that we stop listening to ourselves. We chase deadlines, responsibilities, and other people's expectations until we forget what truly matters to us. Today's message is a reminder to reconnect with your own voice. Ask yourself this simple question: what have I been holding on to that no longer helps me grow? For some Aries, the answer may be fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, or even fear of success, because success often brings change, and change can feel uncomfortable. For others, it may be a relationship, a habit, or a belief that you've carried for years simply because it feels familiar. But familiar doesn't always mean healthy. Growth often begins when you're willing to release what no longer fits the person you're becoming. There's another message here that feels especially important. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. How many dreams have been delayed because you told yourself, "I'll start next month," or "I'll do it when I feel more confident"? The truth is, confidence usually comes after taking the first step, not before it. Every successful person you admire once stood exactly where you are now, wondering if they were ready. The difference is that they chose to begin. Today's energy also encourages forgiveness, not because someone else necessarily deserves it, but because you deserve peace. Holding on to anger is like carrying a heavy backpack on a journey that already has enough challenges. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean allowing people to hurt you again. It simply means another lesson for Aries today is to protect your energy. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every argument deserves your response. And not everyone deserves unlimited access to your time. One of the strongest things you can say is a respectful no. Every time you protect your peace, you're making room for opportunities, relationships, and experiences that truly align with your values. Now here's something to think about. What if the breakthrough you've been praying for doesn't begin with something happening around you? What if it begins with something changing inside you? A new mindset, a new habit, a new level of self-belief. Sometimes the biggest transformation isn't visible at first, but it changes everything that comes afterward. So as you move through today, pay attention to the small moments, the unexpected conversation that inspires you, the idea that keeps returning to your mind, the chance to do something differently than you did yesterday. Those moments may seem ordinary now, but they can become the turning points you look back on months from today. Before we continue, I want you to participate. If you're ready to leave behind fear, doubt, and everything that's been holding you back, type "new chapter" in the comments below. Not because a comment magically changes your future, but because making a public commitment can remind you of the person you're choosing to become. And remember this, Aries, you are not defined by your worst day. You are not defined by your biggest mistake. You are defined by your willingness to keep moving forward even when the road isn't easy. In just a moment, we're going to explore the biggest shift surrounding this reading, a change that may arrive when you least expect it and could completely reshape the direction of your journey. So don't go anywhere, because the final message is still ahead. 5. The big change, Aries. We've finally reached the part of this reading that everything has been building toward. The big change. Now, before I continue, I want you to remember something important. Major life changes don't always announce themselves with loud signs or dramatic moments. More often, they arrive quietly. A single decision, one unexpected opportunity, one conversation that changes the way you see your future. That's why today's message is so powerful. The next chapter of your life may begin with something that seems small at first, but months from now, you'll look back and realize that this was the moment everything started to shift. For many Aries, this change begins with letting go of something you've been carrying for far too long. It could be self-doubt. It could be a fear that's been keeping you from taking chances. Or it could simply be the belief that your best days are behind you. If that's what you've been thinking, today is your reminder that your story is still being written. The next few weeks may present an opportunity that pushes you outside your comfort zone. At first, your instinct may be to say, "I'm not ready." But ask yourself this: what if this opportunity has been waiting for you just as long as you've been waiting for it? Sometimes we spend so much time preparing for the perfect moment that we completely miss the moment that was meant for us. Aries is naturally courageous, but even courageous people can hesitate when something truly matters. Don't mistake fear for a sign to stop. Sometimes fear simply means you're standing at the edge of growth. Another powerful message surrounding this reading is flexibility. Life doesn't always unfold according to our plans. Sometimes a door closes, a schedule changes, a relationship shifts, or an opportunity disappears. In those moments, it's easy to believe something has gone wrong. But what if that closed door wasn't a punishment? What if it was protection? Think back to a time in your life when something didn't work out exactly the way you wanted. At the time, it probably felt disappointing. But looking back today, can you see how that experience led you somewhere better? Life has a way of connecting the dots only after we've lived through them. That's why today's energy encourages patience without giving up. Keep showing up, keep learning, keep believing in the future you're building. Because success isn't usually created by one giant breakthrough. It's created by hundreds of small choices that most people never notice. Now here's something else that stands out for Aries. Your confidence is becoming one of your greatest assets. Not because you'll suddenly have all the answers, but because you're learning to trust yourself even when the answers aren't completely clear. That's real confidence. It's not the absence of uncertainty. It's the decision to move forward despite uncertainty. Over the coming days, pay close attention to moments that feel different. Maybe someone unexpectedly offers you advice. Maybe you receive an invitation. Maybe an idea keeps returning to your mind no matter how many times you try to ignore it. Instead of dismissing those moments, explore them. Ask questions. Stay curious. Sometimes life whispers before it speaks loudly. There's also a reminder here about the people you surround yourself with. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay forever. Some people arrive to teach you, some arrive to support you, and some arrive simply to show you what you no longer want. Don't feel guilty for outgrowing places, habits, or relationships that no longer reflect the person you're becoming. Growth often requires making difficult decisions, but difficult decisions can create beautiful futures. Before we finish, I want you to pause for just a second. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. Imagine waking up feeling more confident, more peaceful, more financially secure, more fulfilled. Now ask yourself this question: what is one decision I can make today that moves me one step closer to that version of myself? You don't have to change your entire life overnight. You only have to take the next step. Because every great journey is built one decision at a time. And Aries, this may be the most important message of today's reading. Don't wait for your life to change before you believe in yourself. Believe in yourself first. Then watch how your choices begin to change your life. If this message spoke to you, leave an Aries emoji and comment, "I choose growth." Reading those comments reminds this amazing community that none of us are walking this journey alone. And stay with me until the very end, because I have one final message that could be the encouragement you need to carry this energy into the days ahead. Aries, remember this: the person you're becoming is stronger than the person you've been. Trust your journey, trust your timing, and most importantly, trust yourself, because something amazing is closer than you think. If this message resonated with you, comment below. I am ready for my new chapter. And if you're claiming this positive energy, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss your daily Zodiac guidance. Thank you for watching, and remember, the universe is all